What's up, you guys? It's your girl D. Welcome back to my channel, and today we're just gonna jump straight into the video. As you guys can see, this wig looks a hot ass mess, so we're just gonna revamp this a little bit. And it is extremely dirty right now, so I'm gonna wash it and you guys are gonna see that. I'm gonna condition it, you guys are also gonna see that, and then we are gonna get to styling this wig and putting it on. So make sure you guys stay tuned for all of that. I'm gonna be talking through this video, so I hope you guys don't get bored. But yeah, so to wash this wig, I'm using the VO5 Island Coconut Shampoo, and this shampoo is amazing and it is only $1. I get it from Dwayne Reed. You can get it from your local hair supply store or wherever. This conditioner kind of reminds me of the Argan Oil coconut shampoo, but who wants to use that expensive shampoo on their wigs? Absolutely not. So all I did was rinse this out, and I actually shampooed this twice because as you can see, it's really dirty. So I did that, and now we're going to get into conditioning, and I use the same brand of conditioner, super soft. I absolutely love it. And I'm gonna detangle this wig, make sure there's no knots or anything, and then I'm going to rinse this out and leave this to air dry overnight. I think I left it for 2 days actually because I had something to do the next day, but I just left this overnight, and this is how it looks when it's air dried. This wig is looking real stiff right now, but I promise you it's not stiff. Like, it's just air dried, and that's how it looks. But anyways, I'm gonna take my wax stick from, I think it's from Edge Booster. Yeah, from this Edge Booster wax stick, and I'm gonna use my hot comb to flatten out the frontal part of this wig. And I just find this to be easier before applying the wig and having to do all of this. You just want the hair in the front to be completely laid down before you melt your lace, because then the hair is going to be all up in the glue and we don't need that. And I'm doing this in small sections so that I catch every strand of hair and everything is completely laid down. You want this super flat so that it is easier when we are putting down our glue and melting this lace in. But like I said before, I previously had this wig on, so there were baby hairs on it, but I cut those off because I wanted to create new baby hairs. You know, baby hairs, they tend to bulge after a while, and they were definitely thinning, so I completely cut them off and I created new baby hairs, which you guys will see later on in the video. Here you see me trying to catch all those hairs in the front, and this was completely hard for me because there's no extra lace in the front for me to actually hold it down. So I was constantly burning my fingers, which I highly do not recommend, but it is what it is, and the job had to get done. So this is what the wig looks like after I flat ironed it on the wig head, and this is what the frontal is looking like after I cut off those other baby hairs and took out new ones. Now we're going to get into installing this wig, and as you guys can see, I already put my wig cap on. Now I'm just using my freeze spray to secure it down, and I'm only putting the freeze spray where I know my lace is going to be. I just don't see the point in it dripping all over my face. I don't get that. I really don't. So I'm just putting this on my hairline, and I'm using my fingers to rub it in. Then I took my blow dryer on warm heat to melt this cap in, and then I took it on cold heat to actually just cool it down and make sure it's not sticky or anything. After that cap is completely dried, I'm using my small little hair scissors to cut off all of that extra wig cap. So I try to get as close as I can to where I put the freeze spray so that I don't have much scraggly pieces to cut off. Of course there's going to be some because you can't get everything, but I just try to get as close as I can. Here I just went back in with my freeze spray and my blow dryer to secure those sideburn pieces, and then I'm just going to keep on cutting off the extra wig cap. Here's where I go in to cut off all those loose pieces that are hanging off the wig cap, and then I go in with some makeup to make this wig cap the color of my skin. I just used a random powder that was the color of my skin tone. You want to make sure that you are using powders instead of liquid foundations, because a lot of liquid foundations have oils, and you do not want oils on your hairline before putting glue because it will not stick down. So this part is completely optional. To even more secure and melt my wig cap into my skin, I actually use my bold hold lace glue, the same glue that we're going to be using to apply our lace. I use this to secure the edges of my wig cap. So off camera, I sewed the back of the wig cap onto my head so that it just doesn't move under my wig. And now I'm cutting off all of the excess, and then we are going to get to installing this wig. Those twisted pieces of hair are going to be my baby hairs, and I'm just clipping back all of the rest of my hair to make sure there's no hair in my face. We do not want the hair to get caught in the glue at all. I'm also making sure that the wig is actually where I want it to be placed, because you're going to be mad if the wig is not where you want it. For my lace glue adhesive, I'm going to be using Ghost Bond glue, and at first I was using the premium one, but it was having a hard time coming out, so then I just switched to the regular one, and I'm just applying this in sections. First, I worked on the center, and then I do the two sides. As you guys can see here, I'm spreading this out very, very thinly, and I'm not going too in front of the wig cap, just so that I'm not placing glue in places that the lace will not be laying. It is way easier to add glue than to remove it. Removing it gets very messy, so you just want to place this where you know exactly your lace is going to lay. I did do 3 layers for each section. You want to make sure that before you put your next layer, that your previous layer is completely cleared and dried. This is just so that you don't get any clumps. Your lace is not white. We don't want none of that, okay? So after my last layer has dried, I take the lace and I place it in front of the glue, and I do this so that I can be more precise with the hairline, which you guys will see later on. In this step, I'm not completely melting the lace in yet. I'm just placing it where I want it, and then I'm gonna go in with the back of my comb and press the lace in. So this process is pretty repetitive. I'm just going to repeat these same steps for the 2 side sections. I'm going to keep zooming in kind of for you guys to see exactly what I'm doing up close. And yeah, you just really want to make sure that each layer is completely dried before you put your next layer on. That's like the most important part. So this is where I start to get more precise with the hairline. I use my little rat tail comb to apply the glue in smaller places where the lace is still lifted. This is just so that I'm not placing the glue in places where my lace will not be laying down. And I'm just repeating this all throughout the frontal, making sure that there is no lifted lace. So now my frontal is completely glued down, and for extra security, I actually used some freeze spray all around the edges where I laid this lace down, and I'm going to tie my hair and just leave it for about 5 to 10 minutes. So now I'm going to go in with my hot comb and I'm pressing out my hairline and flattening down my frontal again, just making sure that everything is bone straight. Now comes the fun part where we get to customize our baby hairs, and here I'm just combing out those sections, and I'm going to be using a eyebrow razor to actually cut the baby hairs. This part is really all up to you on how you like your baby hairs, if you like them thinner, if you like them thicker. I prefer to have more dramatic baby hairs. That's just what I like, so that is what I'm going to be doing today. You want to make sure that you're using a fresh brand new razor, because as you can see I'm kind of struggling with cutting the hair because the razor is dull, so make sure you guys go get a fresh one. And I'm just going to customize these baby hairs to my likings. I'm going to be making a lot of changes because that's just what I do with my baby hairs, but this is all up to you. To mold down my baby hairs, I use a mixture of argan oil mousse and I use freeze spray. I just find that this combination just makes my baby hair stay in place for a very long time. So when I start to feel like my baby hairs are a little bit too thick, I just take my tweezers and start plucking out some hair to just make them a little bit thinner. Now that my baby hairs are how I like them, I'm going to be tying this down again to make sure that everything stays in place. After I laid my baby hairs down and I took off the elastic band, I'm using this root spray. I'll link it down below. I can't remember the exact name of it right now, but I have it in black and this just makes your part super straight. I absolutely love this. Instead of putting concealer on the part, it looks way more natural. And you guys, this wig is giving very much scalp. By the way, this is an HD lace wig, so y'all know how that go. But this came out super good. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you give me a big thumbs up. I am also on the road to 500 subscribers and I am going to be doing a giveaway. The rules will be listed down below, so make sure you guys go check that out. And thank you guys again for watching this video. I will see you guys in my next one.